the leader of the Booner Pat. I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the f*** up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juice pumping, boys.
All right, we are live. Welcome to the Detroit Lions postgame show here on Crunch Time Sports. Detroit Lions, Cincinnati Bengals. Lions take care of the Bengals. All right, they scored some points late, but it was still, in my opinion, a decisive victory. 37-24. Bengals scored 21 in the fourth quarter to make the score closer than it actually was. They had 3 points up until the fourth quarter. Jake Browning had some nice plays in the fourth. But overall, Lions were smacking that ass for the first three quarters. All right. And they did one hell of a job. And I'll say this, credit to the defense. I know the fourth quarter they gave up 21 points, which, again, okay, I get it. Some garbage yards, garbage points. The takeaways today. That's what you look at. 3 takeaways from this Lions defense. Should have been 2 safeties. They had one by Derek Barnes, one by Aiden Hutchinson that was reversed due to a Taron Arnold penalty, which that's a whole nother conversation, TA. But the Lions were 5 of 6 in the red zone. They had over 350 yards of offense, 365 yards, 6 yards of play. They had 247 passing yards and ran for 118 yards, led by David Montgomery, visiting Cincinnati for the first time in his career, his hometown of Cincinnati. Families watching, friends watching. He ran the ball 18 carries, 65 yards. Gibbs, 12 carries, 54 yards. Amon-Ra led the team in receiving, 8 catches for 100. Sam Laporta second, 5 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown. 4 different Lions players caught a touchdown. Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, Isaac Tesla, and Brock Wright. Yeah. What a group of 4. I mean, you had Brock
the
Wright.
big 4.
Yeah, that's incredible. But another win for the Lions. They moved to 4-1, leading in their division in the NFC North. You had the Eagles lose today. No more undefeated teams in the NFC.
Yeah.
So massive for the Lions, and just in big terms, but taking care of a team you're supposed to take care of, which that's what good teams do. We say it all the time, and they did that.
Yeah, Lions took care of business today. I think the score 37-24 doesn't write the whole story. I think it was not as close as that score shows. Early in the game, you really couldn't get anything going offensively outside of the first drive. The defense keeps putting you in good situations, getting turnovers, and the offense stalled out a couple of times. But in the second half, they really turned it up. They got that run game going. They tried to get Monty going in the first half. He ended the first half with 6 carries for 4 yards, I believe it was.
Oh, it was really bad. Yeah.
Ended the game with 18 carries, 65 yards. So that's 3.5 yards a carry. So they got him going. Yeah, good win by the Lions. Defense looked really good. Offensive line was shaky, but that's without Taylor Decker. You had Manu in there at left tackle. Yeah, just an overall good win by the Detroit Lions. Needed to take care of business, and they did just that in Cincinnati today. And can we say this, Jeff? We talked about it basically the whole show today. Jake Browning is so bad, man. He is, and I don't want to take any credit away from the Detroit Lions defense because they played really well. They pressured them. They got the turnovers they needed when Jake Browning was just closing his eyes and throwing the ball up there. They picked it off. But, man, Jake Browning is bad, and what they did today is what you do against a bad quarterback.
Oh, he couldn't breathe. I mean, they hit him so much today. They hit him a lot. I know they only sacked him. Let's see. I want to look at the actual number of sacks they had. But they hit him a lot in the game. He was sacked. Let me check right here. He was sacked 2 times, but it felt like it was 5. Yeah. I mean, he got almost – well, he should have had another sack by Aiden Hutchinson, and then AQM almost sacked him. So, I mean, there was a couple other times he should have been sacked. He led the team in rushing yards. Credit to the defense. He had 31 rushing yards. Next person closest, tied Samaj Perine. Pirine.
Respect his name.
4 carries, 27 yards. Okay, Chase Brown, 8 carries, 27 yards. Lions didn't let them do anything, and Jake Browning then attempted 40 pass attempts. So they made Jake Browning beat him, and that's never going to happen. He had 3 passing touchdowns, but again, those were all late. And for the first, I think there was at one point he had 14 completions for 80 yards. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about a defense. They were not giving up anything. And then later in the game, they gave up some plays, and Meek obviously got beat on a double move, and it was just, and then Jamar had a crazy catch in the end zone. But overall, the defense, they did really well today.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the score. Yeah, they covered the spread. They won by 13, but like and if you for people from the outside looking in that maybe didn't watch the game, they're like, "Oh, this game was pretty close." It wasn't. Like if you watch this entire game, it felt like the Lions won by like 30. I mean, they dominated basically in every aspect of football. Maybe outside of the offensive line was a little shaky, like I said, but yeah, winning by 13, it felt like they won by 100. So pretty encouraging win by the Lions. Did what they were supposed to do. And I want to say this as well. Jared Goff quietly only incompleted 4 passes today.
He did, yeah. He's efficient
258 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did get sacked 4 times, but I mean, Jared Goff with another phenomenal game. I'm curious to see what those MVP odds look like. He's been pretty flawless this entire year, and he played another great game today for the Lions.
I'll tell you right now what they were. And to be honest, they missed Taylor Decker. They didn't have him in the game today. Manu gave up 2 sacks, but there was also let me check here actually. There was also the offensive line. There was another play or two where they broke down.
Yeah.
So the offensive line didn't have its best day, I'll say, but it's going to happen. They've been elite the last couple of games. That's just how it's been. So I think overall, what we can say is Trey Hendrickson. That's what happens when you have. They're gonna throw him all over Giovanni Manu. I mean, that's what they're gonna do.
Let me say this, Mr. Iafrate. I'm going to head out. I got Klotzy heading in for me right now. Go Tigers, Mr. Scooble on the mound. Take a game 2. Going back to Comerica Park.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Baseball
Scooble bump day. Can't beat that. Go Lions.
Why not 2 wins on a Sunday? Why not 2 wins for Detroit on a Sunday, Klotz?
Why not?
Why not 2?
Why not us?
Why not us?
Come on.
Klotzy, how do you feel? How we feeling after that victory? Overall thoughts on it?
Got to play better against Kansas City, but it's a good win. Win's a win. I mean, offensively, that offensive line definitely gave me concern. Like, let's not forget that that Bengals defense was terrible. And in that first half, they started off slow. Now they got David Montgomery going in that second half, and they're able to put them away. But it is just like I feel like the Lions played down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like normally the Lions are a team that are uber aggressive and they're trying to take teams out, not run it up on them, but they're in a situation where it feels like they're running it up on the opponents. And you didn't really see that today. I understand that late in the game they scored, but I don't know. Good game. Lions got to win. Goff looked good. Like I said, I didn't say yet, but Laporta, best game of the season. Good to see him get going. But I think in a game like today, if you're going to go into Kansas City like that, you got to find a way to get the running backs going earlier, and J-Mo's got to find a way to get the ball more. But I don't want to be like all negative, but offensively, like to see more. I think the defense looked good. I mean, outside of we're going to talk about it all week, but Terrion Arnold looked like a liability yet again. But you see what Amik Robertson can do. I know he got burnt by Jamar Chase, but that's Jamar Chase. And then Rocky Sin making some plays. Kirby with a pick. Branch was kind of quiet, but he made a couple of plays. I'm confident about this defense. I just do worry about like these kind of slower starts. Not saying that this offense is going to fall apart, but in these big games that you want to win, I don't think you can do that as frequently as they've been doing it sometimes this year.
Yeah, Terrion Arnold, man, he's been a interesting storyline. I know the penalties have been one thing people have been talking about, at least to start the year, the first game. They're like, well, the penalties aren't there. They're back. He's getting penalties a lot, and that's a problem. And that's on top of his play, which has been shaky. I mean, he had a good second half against the Ravens, I thought. Like, it's not all bad. I mean, he had a good second half, but he's up there in yards given up by corners. He might be lead the entire NFL in yards given up.
Yeah, and then
which is not good.
You brought it up, and I agree with it. When DJ Reed comes back from injury, at what point do you just be like, "Hey, Terrion Arnold," like
that's what I think
rotationally, because you can't look. Terrion Arnold's good against the run. So is DJ Reed. So is Amik Robertson. DJ Reed, very solid in coverage. Amik Robertson, very solid in coverage. What is Terrion Arnold not? Very solid in coverage. He's a liability. And I think, again, when you go in these big matchups, when you go up against the Rams later in the season, the Eagles, they're going to see Terrion Arnold on A.J. Brown, Terrion Arnold on Devontae Adams or Puka Nacua. And they're like, well, this is either a completion down the field or a flag. I will give Terrion credit. Like, coming up against the run, he's good. He's consistent. He makes those tackles. But at cornerback, when you're a first-round pick, you're paid to lock guys down. And we've yet to see that from Terrion Arnold for one game during his career. So doesn't mean, hey, bench him and never let him see the field again, but bench him and be like, hey, dude, let's worry about making some plays on the field before we start making money off a podcast with Pat Surtain, an all-pro cornerback. Like, he's not that type of caliber player yet. He has that talent for sure, but it's time to lock in on becoming a better football player, and it's like now because you're going to need him in the playoffs to play good.
Let me say this too, because I see Weezy D said, Klotz, Derek Barnes, what's up?
Hey, playing good. Playing good. He's playing
He
good.
got the safety late. Shout out to D Barnes, man. He's been in a great role this year. And that's the thing I want to bring up too, is the addition of D Barnes this year being healthy. You have a different looking defense. New DC, obviously Derek Barnes is back, where they're running a lot more base defense, where they don't have to have nickel. Like Aaron Glenn Rattle, they had more DB. He had more DBs on the field. They used 2 linebackers last year. They have 3 now. So they're not using as much, there's times where they'll have a nickel out there, like a Meek will play when they had TA and DJ Reed, but he wasn't playing as much. That's why I was getting a little frustrated. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, like you said, and I agree. Listen, if I'm Calvin, you're going to have a tough decision. Now he's injured, but let's say TA and DJ Reed are both healthy. To me, a Meek, DJ Reed, your outside corners. If you need a nickel, you can put Brian at nickel. And if you want to have two high safeties, honestly, find a guy who can play nickel. Can Maddox play nickel? I mean, I would do whatever to have a Meek and DJ as my outside corners, because those are your 2 best cover corners.
Rockyason objectively looked better than Terran Arnold today.
Right away,
and that's your second-year first-round pick out of Alabama. It's just not a good sign. Kool-Aid McKinstry, his running mate, 2 picks today against the Giants. Terran Arnold in his career still hero. Goose egg. Or does he have 1? Did he get 1 early on in the season?
Who?
Terrion?
No. He's had dropped picks.
He's
had dropped picks.
Yeah.
He had a drop pick. I feel like he's had 2 drop picks.
Today,
too.
too.
But here's the thing, because the picks, and that's why interceptions don't always tell the full story, because, and that's why you want a corner to get interceptions. It's great, but I've always said this about corners, outside corners. I'd rather my outside corner doesn't not lead my team in picks.
Yeah, you want him to be quiet.
You want him to be quiet. Like, that's the thing with Sauce. People always bring up he doesn't get picks. And Sauce got cooked today, so this is a bad time to bring him up. But a guy like Sauce doesn't get a lot of picks because teams aren't really throwing at him that much. It's like Trevon Diggs with the Cowboys. You think he was the best corner that year? He had 14 picks?
Yeah.
No.
Same thing with
he gave up 1,000 yards.
You don't want that.
So I think picks are great, but that's not what I'm looking at for TA. It's like, that was something I brought up for this year. It's like, I want to see him improving coverage. And then if you get picks, great. Like, that'd be nice to get him to get takeaways. But number one is just being disciplined and being better in coverage, which at times he hasn't been. He's still a young player. He's still growing. But my point with it is if I have better options right now on a contending team, I'm going that way. I'm not going to sit here and nurse TA to be like, all right, every week he'll try and improve when I have better players ready to go right now. That's how I believe. On a contending team, it's like, dude, it's no bullshit.
How are we feeling, boys?
Trying to win games here, man.
What did I miss?
Just we're talking about
what's the feel of the game in general?
It's a good feel. I mean, the Lions, I don't think the final score tells the full story. I thought they did great things today. They gave up some garbage points, but they did good things.
The thing that to me stands out, and like a lot of people in the chat today were like, I don't feel good about this win, this, that. I think the best part about this, and it's like the last 2 weeks, is you can be like, oh, there's times this offense has struggled. Do we actually have any question about this offense? Like, truly, like, you're without your left tackle today, and you somehow, David Montgomery still ran for 60, 70 yards.
Yeah.
Jameer he had some breakout runs. You still had Amon-Ra St. Brown get 100 yards today. Finally, we got to see Sam Laporta get 90 yards. Like, the only probably negative about this whole offense, we're like, what's going to happen with this? It's like the JMO thing. It's like, what's going to happen with JMO? And then when Taylor Decker gets back, I have no worries about the run game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
None. And I think last week, like, if you want to be like, well, last week versus the Browns, they struggled. One, that's a top 5 defense in the NFL. And number two, like, Taylor Decker his shoulder was at 50% last week, and then he had to sit out because of it again. He had to sit out this week because of it. So, like, I don't think there should be any worries. I think what the storyline of this whole thing, the last 2 weeks, should be is your offense. No matter what, they're averaging more points per game than they did last season. Jeff, I don't care if you're like, well, it's only 5. They're averaging more points per game than they did last year. That's one telling. But number two, guess what that means? That means your defense is putting your offense finally in positions to be successful. Yeah. And that's something I've said it before. Like, I think this is the best team and the best. I know we don't have Ben Johnson and AG. Right now, this is the best Lions team we've ever seen in our lifetime. And it's because your defense is actually now doing something to help this team out. Where in the past, even if you were healthy defensively, they weren't creating this many turnovers. They weren't doing all of this. You have a legit defense now. Like, you're the corner situation, we can figure that out later. That secondary, when it comes to the safeties, the linebacking room and your defensive line right now is as good as
playing,
it gets.
Yeah,
It's as good as
great.
it gets. And it has been the last 2 weeks. I know there have been 2 easy offenses, but they did it versus Lamar Jackson 3 weeks ago. Like, that's why I think that right now, like, the storyline shouldn't be, well, I'm a little worried about this team. No, it should be like your defense is finally putting your offense in good positions. And when your offense gets healthy and gets going again, this team is going to be unstoppable.
So I agree with pretty much everything that you said. I think my only concern is I don't think you can go into these next like 3-4 games and start as slow as they did offensively, as far as trying to find a rhythm.
No, but I don't think they will, though.
You don't think so? Okay.
No, well, you get Taylor Decker back. That's the reason they set him out today, is to make sure that he's healthy to go for those 2 games.
Okay.
And I think, like, going into it, it's tough because people are like using, well, they're only scoring on short field. What are they supposed to do? Not score?
No,
like, they're
it's
taking
give and
advantage
take.
of those. So it's like, what are we talking about?
I don't want to. Yeah, it's like a fine balance because it's not about like you're concerned about the offense or anything like that. It's just a very. This is what we get into the nuanced stuff, where it's like it's okay to point out some things. Okay,
For sure. There's
you
definitely
assholes, Flacco. All right, and I think what Klotz is saying, I think is fair if you're saying, hey, like the offense is still. It's not like they're crap. They've been crappy or anything. But it's just how they start games, because against the Browns, they kind of did that with Taylor, too. And that's a good defense. And they're going to face 2 really good defenses. So I think we can agree they can't start slow against these next 2 teams. But overall, what John Morton's doing with an O-line that's been not only new, and they got 2 young players, but they didn't have their left tackle today. And they still ran. I mean, they still ran the ball decent. After all, I mean, let me look at the yards per carry. I know Demont, his yards per carry to start the game were really bad, but he picked it up later in the game.
He got going a little bit.
And look, they ran for almost 4 a carry.
How many total yards did they run for today?
118 yards
Every time.
Yeah, so it's
Every
like I
time.
think there are. I don't say I think they'll be fine against the Chiefs and Bucks, but yeah, like you
But
can't,
like, my point with this whole thing is
because those teams will score earlier
yes,
than the Bengals
there are
did.
worries.
They'll
There
score a
are
lot
for
earlier.
sure worries. There are worries on both sides of the ball, right? The corners offensively, you're trying to figure out, hey, you can't have these slow starts. You can't have these 3 and outs. You have to be able to, but you're putting up 30+ points a game. So you're sitting there still
Which
going,
is crazy. Yeah.
And then like last week, you did it versus a good defense. So I think there's a nuance to it, to where you do have to get like a give and take, like you said, Jeff, to where you have to be able to see, okay, you're still averaging 34 points per game and leading the NFL in points per game. But some reason we're all going to be like, well, their offense, are they going to be able to be good enough versus these other teams? Well, they're averaging 34 points a game.
Oh, well, Jared Goff, by the way, like
37 today.
I just checked MVP. Still, they're going to disrespect him in the MVP odds. But
He's having an insane year.
He
already.
has 3 TDs today. He has 12 touchdowns and 2 picks on the year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Balling.
dude, balling.
He's having
going
a good season,
into the
man.
game,
and he's probably on track for another 4,000 plus 4,500 yards.
Yeah, he had 250 today, 11 yards per pass for completion.
He might,
and that wasn't a great O-line today.
No.
I mean, he got sacked 4 times. I mean, he was missing his left tackle, and he still had
he
4
got sacked
incompletions.
twice on his blind side, which we know Taylor Decker out. At
But
least
still,
twice,
like,
that
even
I
with all
remember.
that adversity, he still balled today. Like, Jared still balled. So, like, credit to him, man. No left tackle. And Graham didn't play well. Like, there was a couple plays Tate was a little off. Maybe he still balled out. So,
I am interested
credit
next week
to
to see
him.
versus the Chiefs. I think I said in the Kool-Aid video, maybe it was a little premature. I said we're going to destroy the Kansas City Chiefs. I said we will dominate the Kansas City Chiefs next week.
The Chiefs, their run game is just not there. And I think if you want to be able to stay around with the Lions, not saying you got to run for 150 yards, but you got to be able to keep that offense on the field. Now, I think the key to it all is going to be able to keep Mahomes from being the team's leading rusher. If you do that, I think this Lions team handles business no problem. I shouldn't say no problem as like it's a blowout, but I think they're able to control the game, because even the Chiefs defense, when they're going up against these elite teams, they just seem talent-wise just a step behind. They seem like an old defense that's been very good at times, but you can see a lot of these players, Chris Jones, even George Karlaftis does not look the same. That you got Justin Reed in the back end, does not look the same. Trent McDuffie's still very good, but he doesn't look like prime Trent McDuffie. It just seems like that whole defense is just a step behind of where it used to be. And Boone, to your point, this Lions offense best in the NFL. I really like their odds against the Chiefs compared to like the Buccaneers later down the road, but I think the Lions, like, I'm confident in them heading into Kansas City.
Me too. And I think even the Bucks. I think the Bucks is one of the top teams in the NFC, especially when Mike Evans gets back. But I think if you're in this stretch, I know people don't want to hear this. They want to win every game. But if you go 1-1 in these next 2 weeks going into your bye, and you're sitting there at 5-2, especially with the schedule, the breakdown. I mean, we talked about it for months, boys, when we did the schedule breakdowns. And remember, I was yelling at you guys because I was like, they're going to either like the Ravens, Chiefs, Bucks game, like they're going to win some of those games. And remember, those were like some of the losses you guys were giving them. They're not a bad thing, but that's what most Lions fans and most people were giving them, going 1-2 in those top 3 games to start the year. They have a chance to go 1-1 in the next 2 weeks and go 2-1 in those games. Yeah. And then you're sitting there, you're like, dude, we can actually go into the bye.
While the Packers are in this little wall too, because to your point, I mean, especially if you are able to beat Tampa Bay, I'm pretty sure I'd have to look at it, but I don't know why Green Bay would miss out on playing Tampa Bay. Like, I'm pretty sure they're going to have to go against them too.
Well, do we play anyone else in Tampa's division?
Do we play the Saints? No. Do we play the Panthers? No.
They will play they play the Falcons then.
Okay. But either way, it's a tough NFC opponent. I think
you got the first place schedule.
Yeah. I like their chances against both of them, but the Packers right now, like, again, we talked about their struggles about them last week as far as not being able to find offense identity. It was another week of that. So I do like the Lions. Like, we all had them win the division. There's some question marks going into there, but there's no doubt that they're winning the division.
They play the Panthers. That's what it is.
Don't sleep on Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Rico Dowdle.
I'm sleeping on Bryce Young, man.
Rico Dowdle.
In this NFC, man, there's no teams with 0 losses. Eagles lost today. So if you want to talk about, not that this is everything, but just big picture, NFC, they're in this thing right now.
Yeah,
they're hanging in there. I think big picture. Like, if we're not even, we don't have to spend much time on the number 1 seed. I think there's bigger fish to fry than that.
Yeah, I don't care.
But I'm just saying, by the numbers, they're in that race.
I look at it like this,
based on the teams in the NFC.
I think the best thing, like, out of any teams in the NFL, like the Lions, we talked about, like, everyone said they have the toughest schedule, especially out of contenders. The best thing I think, like Dan said, is like, you're going to be like, what is it? Battle tested. Yeah, you're going to be battle tested. And if they actually go into these games like the Ravens, they go on the road and beat the Ravens. You go on the road and beat the Chiefs. If you learn how to win those games in those environments, when you get to the playoffs, it's going to feel like nothing. Like, it's really going to feel like nothing. Where last year you didn't go, you went on the road and played some of the worst teams in football. At home, you played some of the worst teams. The best team you played last year was the Bills. And then they were good, but that was it. Then after that, there was like a big drop off and there was no one else you played. This year, it's like you go on the road to the Eagles. You go on the road to the Commanders.
The Rams. Though I know it's not going to be a away presence, but just going across the country against an elite team,
another contender in your or in your conference, where I think if you go through that and if they're winning those games, I don't know. Right now, my score or my record prediction was 13 games. Most people's was like 10 to 11.
Yeah, I think I had 11.
I think you have to start moving that up towards that 13 mark.
I could go 12 for sure. I thought they were going to lose.
I think 12 is a perfect number. I still like 12. 13's 1. I mean, they're 1 win, so it's like, I mean, could they get an extra one? Yeah. But I thought it was 12. I'm sticking with it. And honestly, you hate this. I called the division this week.
He did.
Listen, I would be comfortable.
I just don't like it because the Packers still like.
No, but hear me out.
They haven't looked. It's hard.
I called the division on Twitter this week. Booner did not. He's not a fan of it. But here, I tweeted the stat out. Since 2000, 23 teams have won 3 of their first 4 games while scoring at least 136 points. It's a very specific stat. 18 of those teams won the division of the 23
I hate these stats.
I get it, but I just think when you look at the
locked
Packers,
up the NFC North. Congrats.
You look at the Chiefs, elite team, have ran the AFC West. The Bills run the AFC East. Now, I know that these divisions are not as strong as the NFC North, but even the Texans over the last couple of years, like teams that get the division hold, they usually hold it. The Buccaneers have been holding down the NFC South. I don't see a reason why the Lions can't do that until, again, the Packers don't have a bona fide weapon on offense outside of Josh Jacobs. Their secondary's not anything special outside of Xavier McKinney. Their front 4 is good. But even the linebacker core outside of Edrin Cooper, nothing to write home about. When you look at the coaching, it favors the Lions. When you look at the personnel, it favors the Lions. And you look at history over the last couple of years, it favors the Lions. The Packers haven't taken a step forward anywhere besides Micah Parsons, especially on the offense side of football, to convince me that they're a better team than the Lions. And I know you're not saying that they are, Boone, but if you call the division right now, I don't have any problem with that because Jordan Love is a good quarterback, not a great quarterback.
Hey, I'm trying to save money. Get the shirts printed.
Yeah.
Get them early.
Get them now.
The
Get the
price
odds
goes
while
up.
they're on. You can
Inflation.
have like you could have the odds right here.
That's so funny, dude.
Order the it's like
Oh,
those
man.
when they like this they win the Super Bowl, the hats are already there. It's like, oh, they already put on the hat.
What you're doing is like, what about the Super Bowl losers where they still
They
have
send
all
it-
of those shirts printed? There's a chance you might have to send our shirts to like.
So you're worried about
somewhere.
the Packers win the division.
No, not worried. It's week 5. Anything could happen, and
scared.
the schedules
I'm
that line up.
Sounds scary.
But no, like last year, you're the Vikings. Vikings win 14 games. You win 15 to win the division.
I'm
The
not going to
Packers,
use it.
you guys literally are just saying the perfect number for them to win is 12. That's not a guarantee to win a division if you're going to sit here and say 12. The
Packers,
Packers could be at 10 or 11 with a week or
Packers
two to
have
go.
a weak schedule, but they just haven't shown me they can beat up on weak teams.
I agree,
I
but
gotta
either
see
way,
more of
though,
that.
like it's week 5. You're like, I got to see more. Yeah, you got to see more to see as well if they can do that or not. That's why week 5 calling the division is insane.
Do you think the Lions
Take
will,
Matt
do you,
LaFraud.
Hey, do you think the
Take
Lions will,
him.
do you think the Lions will win the Super Bowl?
If I had to put a bet
Or
on
you
a
gotta
team
see
to win
more?
the Super Bowl, no. If I had to put a bet on a team to win, I'm not going to guarantee a Super Bowl. If I had to put a bet on a team to win the Super Bowl, I would do the Lions because I feel like they have the best opportunity. They're the best all-around team.
So if you had to place a bet on that NFC North,
I would bet the Lions, but I'm not guaranteeing it's
so
a
you
bet.
just need a little bit more time.
I think it could come down to the last 4 or 5 weeks. It does that every year in every division. No one locks a division up until weeks 14, 15, 16, and on. Like, you don't just week 5 being like, it's done. That's nuts.
Set it on.
It's the
And I think,
Iafrate
it's the best, I think this is the best team in football.
It's the Iafrate guarantee.
You know,
All right,
how
lock it up.
much, you know how much
Put the mortgage on it.
Do you know how
Actually,
many
don't do
people?
that. Don't do that.
Do you know how many people have came at you for going to Ford Field and you jinxing them, and you're going to do this? You're
Okay,
giving
listen.
everyone, like,
No.
you're giving
You
everyone
can't
a
do
far
that.
Pole.
That's
That's,
a
a
far
javelin
pole.
heave.
You're giving it to them on a platter
no,
right
but
now.
here's the thing, Boone. Because
Okay, now let me tell you something.
225.
here.
Rushing and passing.
here's the thing, Boone. Okay, let me tell you this. All right,
Let me
and
drop my
we
phone.
can't. We the Ford Field thing. I'll let you have it.
Send me what you
I
have.
think it's fair.
a link because I'll do
We
it.
can't get to a point where I can't give confidence out unless I'm jinxing.
You
them.
can.
I speak
Listen,
into a
that's
mic
the
for a living.
difference. But when you,
I
there's
have
a-
to say stuff.
There's a
that,
difference between confidence and being like, I feel very good about this, and just locking
so I
it and
can't. I
being
have
like,
to
it's
always say
over.
I feel good. I can't say it and declare it.
Dude, you're calling the division in week 5.
What's the difference if I say Jared Goff's going to win MVP?
Do you know how crazy
Jared
that is?
Goff's going to win MVP this year? You'd say you can't say
It's
that.
it's the
You got to
opinion.
say
You gotta
Jared.
see
You
more.
got to see Jared. I have a
But what
good
if in
feeling
week
he'll win
5
MVP.
No, see this is the difference. What if in week 5 today you said Jared Goff just locked the MVP race up today? He's winning the MVP.
What's wrong with that?
He
It's a
hasn't
take.
locked it up.
It's
There's
a take.
there's a couple other players.
But it's an opinion. I think
okay,
the Lions
so
have
do an
locked
opinion. Don't lock it in. Say I,
I
think
don't
they
make
will win the
I-
NFC North.
Listen,
knows that- he knows there's a
you're not
difference.
making sense. If I say
He knows the
something, it's my
difference.
opinion.
Okay.
I think the Lions
think
locked
what
up
Jeff
the
is saying
division.
is fine.
You're guaranteeing it. Your tweet, you guaranteed it. You know that. You text me after and go,
I locked
you're
it
going,
up.
this is gonna get fun engagement. Yeah, it will because you just guaranteed the
Okay, you're just-
division.
I'm not texting you no more. I mean, this fucking guy's a rat, dude. I mean, anyway.
That's everyone knows
I
that.
can't trust
we
this
live
guy.
in a world of
No,
content.
no, it's fine. Listen. That's fucked up. We just did. But number
No,
two,
is that?
number
There's
two,
no
number
way.
two.
Everyone
Everything
knows
I say, it's an opinion, and I believe it.
You
So if I say
stated
something,
that
I
as a
believe it.
fact.
Yeah, I think they locked up the division. They're gonna win this shit.
I'm with them, man. I think the line,
This
like, I
is-
have no
Yeah, I mean,
reason to
go ahead,
question the line.
Klotz. I mean, this guy's going. I mean, he just agreed with everything I just said. He's saying they locked up the division too.
I have no concern about the Packers.
Boone, you're
making some
scared.
I'm
heroic-
not- you're
outside of an
scared.
injury. I think if there's a huge injury, like, okay, exception. But if both teams stay relatively the same health wise, a couple players injured every week, but not to the quarterback or the left tackle, Lions are going to win this division.
Hey, Jordan Love, you're done.
LaFraud.
Tucker,
Tucker Kraft, your leading receiver.
you're done. Hey, before we get out of here,
Daniel
who's your
Patty
player of the game, offense and defense?
Offense, Sam Laporta.
Or we can do game balls if you want. Give out like 3 game balls.
Yeah,
Let's do one offense, one defense.
Okay, just do that.
game
I like
ball
that.
for offense, Sam Laporte.
Okay.
And then game ball on defense side, Kirby Joseph. Interception, couple nice pass breakups,
Mhm.
couple tackles. Go Curbster.
I like that.
Sam Laporta and Kirby. What do you think, Boone?
I'll probably go offensively. Jared Goff ran the offense unbelievable today. He just keeps doing it. I saw a stat. I think the doc put it out. It was like, let me see if I can find it here on Twitter. There it is. Oh, no, I lost it. Oh, Jared Goff tied an NFL record today by completing 70% of his passes in 6 straight road games.
That's nuts.
It's incredible. On the road, he just keeps performing. And then today, obviously, he did it with 3 touchdowns. So I'll go Jared Goff. Who did you go defensively? Kirby. I'm gonna go Aiden Hutchinson. I think Hutch. The thing with Hutch, he had that sack. He should have had 3 sacks today, and he was disruptive all day long. So, and obviously, you're going up against a bad offensive line, and Jake Browning, whatever his name is. But I'm gonna go Hutch. No, actually, take it back. I take it back. I want to take it back. Jack Campbell had 11 tackles again today. Another double-digit tackle.
Dude, Anzo had a pick.
Yeah. I was with you until you said that.
I will give Anzo all the credit in the world. I would have gotten that pick. That guy, Jake Browning, just threw it.
That's disrespectful.
Did the guy not see? He just threw
Anzo
it right to Anzo.
He also had Gesicki in coverage, had a pass breakup. Like
Yeah,
I
no,
almost gave him.
Jack
I'm gonna be
Campbell-
honest.
Oh, we're going back in time with the Jack Campbell.
Yeah,
Anzo.
I'm
No,
go ahead.
because
Let's give your offensive
I wouldn't
defensive
take.
player.
I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking it was battle between 2 guys in defense. One of them was Anzo. I was
Good.
thinking about giving him a
Take
game
it,
to
man.
Anzo.
Do it. You won't.
But I'm
Roll
gonna-
with Thor.
But I'm gonna. You know what? No, I'll stick with it. I'm gonna give it to Anzo. He was good in coverage today.
Your sweet kitten.
Made plays in the open field.
You're sweet kid.
He had the interception. And you know what? Give some love to Thor. And then on offense, I'll go Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'll take the. Or actually, no, I'll go David Montgomery.
No Gio?
Give me David. No, he's. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to have a stern talk
You need to
with Gio.
hop in the film room tomorrow, and you got to break down.
I have like the stick on the board. I'm like,
You see the Gruden?
yeah. No, I'll go Demont. Passing touchdown, rushing touchdown. He bounced back after the bad first quarter. He was big time for them. Ran hard late.
Have you seen that kid? He's probably like our age. He breaks down like offensive line film all the time. Got like long flowy hair. I'll have to send it.
Is it like the side by side where he has the play? And then
Yeah,
I watched him.
The kid's smart.
He's
as hell.
smart.
You need to do that with Gio.
That dude's super smart. No, there's not much to break down. It was rough. All right, Tigers game starting soon. Go Tigers. Let's get another win in the series.
Come on.
Terry Schoolball on the mound.
Shout out to
Riley,
Tiger.
no
The
hitter
Simpsons
today.
all of a sudden just popped up on the TV. Where's the Tiger? Can we put the Tigers on while we clean up?
Yes. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll be live. 9 a.m. We'll be live tomorrow. 8 p.m. Content. Subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Follow us on social media platforms. You can follow us individually in the lower third. All of our ads are there.
Love you guys. Go check out the Kool-Aid video too. It's all up everywhere.
There you go.
Peace.